how many of you guys have at least one superstition? Whether it's for a sports team, an old tradition, or just for good luck in general, you aren't alone. According to The Origin of Superstitions by Kia Arnio, over 40% of Americans believe in one or more superstitions. Superstitions don't dictate my life or anything, but I've been on teams where we've had traditions that just didn't make any sense. But we never missed an opportunity to perform them in order to better our chances at success. Today, I'm going to discuss who believes in superstitions, what makes us believe in superstitions, as well as the origins of some of the most popular superstitions to date. One of the first things I stumbled across during my research was the difference between a ritual and a superstitious behavior. According to an article on Psychology Today, a ritual is a symbolic routine performed because it has significant meaning to you and the other participants. On the other hand, superstitious behavior, it could be a ritual performed, but it's only done because you believe it will change the outcome. Although most people are superstitious on their own, your chances for being superstitious skyrocket if you like sports, either playing them or just watching them. My friend played baseball his entire life, so I asked him if he had any he could think of, and he could hardly narrow them down. When he was in the 3rd grade, he did a warm-up right before he went up to bat, and he hit a home run right after doing this warm-up. Needless to say, he did that exact same warm-up as he was growing up and playing baseball. By his senior year in high school, going up to bat was more about doing his choreography than actually hitting the ball. He said if he did this routine, he may hit a home run, but if he didn't do it, then there's absolutely no chance. Another real-life example is the student section at my high school. Now, my high school isn't necessarily known for our wide success in athletics, but we had a great student section nonetheless. Every basketball game, there would be a huge group of students in the stands cheering on our team as we played another school. Every time one of our guys would shoot a free throw, we would all raise our hands eye level and wiggle our fingers without saying a word. Obviously, this didn't help the player shooting at all, because he still missed the majority of the time, but that wasn't the point. We waved our fingers every time someone stepped up to shoot, regardless of the fact that we knew he probably wouldn't make it. I couldn't even tell you when this tradition started, but I swear it's been around for years and we're still pretty lousy. On the other hand, even celebrities have outlandish superstitions. For example, a short article from Xfinity Entertainment discussed a weird quirk that Jennifer Aniston has. The article says that every time she's ever stepped onto a plane, she's taken that first step with her right foot and tapped the outside of the plane. She doesn't even remember who told her to do this or how old she was. That it's just a tradition that has stuck, and she does it solely for good luck. Okay. So why do we perform these routines in the first place? A team at Kent State University looked into superstitions, specifically sports teams related ones. They found that when people are unsure of a particular situation or the outcome, they try to find a way to control it. This is also known as the uncertainty hypothesis. Furthermore, this research led them to discover those whom closely identified with one sports team to feel less lonely, happier, and overall better about themselves. I thought this was interesting because, after all, it is just a superstition, but if you think about it, if you could control every aspect of your life, wouldn't you feel better? As interesting as superstitions are, there is actually very little research being done on them. According to professionals, superstitions, magic, and paranormal beliefs are all generally housed under one category. In an article by 48 Hours reporter Susan Spencer, you should consider yourself lucky if you don't have any superstitions at all. All they really are is a coping mechanism, and it's just a way to explain the unexplainable. However, one superstition expert believes that although superstition is a normal part of our culture, we must provide alternative methods of coping with life's uncertainties by teaching critical thinking and enhancing the public image of science. This expert's name is Stuart Weiss, and he's very passionate about introducing people to other methods of dealing with their problems. In a way, Weiss is not wrong. Literally, all a superstition is a coping mechanism. However, getting rid of superstitious behavior is much easier said than done. If you ask me, breaking a superstition is like breaking a not-so-bad habit. It's possible if you really try, but if it isn't hurting anyone, why even bother trying? Bice makes valid points in his argument, however, I just don't really see the problem that he's discussing. I may be biased because I'm an English major, but I simply don't believe science is the solution to all of our problems, unlike what he suggests in his essay. Similar to most people, I like to be in control of what happens in my life, and if doing a little pre-game routine gives me that satisfaction, then so be it. Okay. Now for the fun part of my research, how the most common superstitions actually came to be. For starters, why shouldn't you open an umbrella indoors? Well, according to Live Science, umbrellas were really poorly constructed in the 18th century, so you physically couldn't open one in the house without hurting someone or breaking a fragile object. This is where the superstition comes in. If an object were to break, then it would cause an argument between family members, and thus, it would cause an argument between family members, which itself is a stroke of bad luck. Thus, opening an umbrella indoors is bad luck. Another one of my favorites is the expression knock on wood. Found on International Business Times, back in the day, people were said to believe that good fairies lived in sacred trees such as an oak tree. Therefore, knocking on this tree's wood would wake up any fairies that lived inside the tree so that they would be on your side, as to not jinx your plans and make sure that your plans actually did carry through. I think my all-time favorite superstition is the one about the black cat. According to History Extra, this myth arose in the Middle Ages. When single women lived in close quarters with cats, they were actually believed to be witches who could transform themselves into a black cat. This meant that the black cat that just walked past you could actually be a witch in disguise, not just a friendly feline. As creepy as the origin of some of these superstitions may be, I think they're all fascinating. The majority of these beliefs developed hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, so it was interesting to see how all these things were still relevant in our world today. In closing, learning about superstitions was extremely mind-blowing. It's funny that while most people have daily superstitions, sports players and watchers are even more likely to have intense superstitious routines. The logic behind superstitions is actually pretty valid, regardless of the fact that they probably won't affect the outcome whatsoever. By far, my favorite part of my research was finding out why I needed to knock on wood when talking about the future, or why I felt so uneasy when a black cat walked by. Who knows, with this background and information, maybe you could start a superstition all your own. Thank you.